So एक practice के लिए शिवाजी महाराज they used to practice art, and balance and everything. So game was there. So around similar.
Blessed the God's words. Do not see shelter where you humans.
I guess like as a human I'm feeling prone to getting trapped in my earthly pleasure of habitat.
What are you people playing? If possible, so look at the camera. No need to
Where
look at
should my eye be focused?
on this lens.
On the lens. Okay.
No need to look at me.
Okay, of course.
So, first of all, please give your introduction to our viewers and throw some light on this event or this event about and your particular role in this event.
Okay, 1 second. Can you sit behind the lens only because
Yeah.
otherwise all three of us are going to look like weird people because we're not able to focus on
Much better. Yeah. Now we'll pretend that we are
actually talking.
looking
Otherwise
at
it's
the camera, but we're looking at you
none of
only.
us are actors. So yeah.
Yeah, start.
Hi, I'm Niyanta. I'm one of the co-founders of Unboxed Game Club. We started it together in 2023, February. But it was a culmination of all the game nights we have volunteered and all the board games that we have loved playing with each other that we just wanted to formulate into an official club.
Hi, I'm Kruti and I started playing about a decade ago. As a new mother, I was looking for some me time and board games were the perfect outlet for me to engage myself productively. And come pandemic, the entire family plunged into it, right from my 4-year-old to our 60-plus-year-old senior in-laws. And before I knew it, we were all head over heels in love with board games. I started the board games at the Hive through Saturday game nights, and then we wanted to give it a larger footprint. We wanted more people to come into the fold, the community to strengthen. So we set up and co-founded a club called the Unboxed Board Game Club, where some of us regular gamers came together to spread the love and joy and build a culture of play and board games in city, in Ahmedabad and beyond. So that's my journey.
Hi, I'm Saumil. I'm a hacker by day. I'm a gamer by night. I've been playing board games with Kruti, my wife, since 2015. What immersed me into board games is the stimulation that the game provides. Its strategy, its very beautiful thematic artwork, its game mechanics, and what we don't realize is that hours will pass without us looking at screens. But we are very engaged in playing with one another. We're interacting as players across a table. We're sitting and playing board games. This is for all ages. And the stimulation that these games provide is equal to screen-based video games. That the dopamine hit is as good. So that's what got me into games. And as a culture, I've always loved the idea of a community. We decided what better way to celebrate a community than to host a festival. So that's what we did. The first Unboxed Game Fest happened last year, January 3 and 4. And this is the second edition of the Unboxed Game Fest. Just like us, there are also a number of such game conventions across India. We have a couple of game convention organizers and who are also game designers with us over here. They support our events, we support their events. One of them is called T-Talks, and shortly we'll also be talking to Falgun, who has founded T-Talks, and he's also the founder of Mosaic Games. And they provide a lot of support to us. So communities and events supporting one another. That's the culture we want to create across the nation.
Will you share some challenges when you started this fest? What were the challenges faced by you people in particular?
The first challenge is creating a culture. Now, creating a culture is not something you can do directly. It has to be experienced. So you start with one family at a time, one couple at a time, one person at a time. The thing is, you have to keep doing these events, you have to keep doing the game nights regularly. Sometimes a lot of people show up, sometimes very few people show up. It's not like you can inject the joy of board games through some artificial means. A lot of people have asked me, like, by playing games, can my kid become great at mathematics? Maybe your kid can become great at mathematics even without playing games. There's not really always a cause and effect situation, and that is a very hard thing to convey to the crowd. Today's crowd is so used towards instant gratification. Like, you want it now. It's not easy to get results right away. You may play a game, you may really enjoy it, but the true joy comes when you sink deep into it, and that is only achieved by regular play, by consistency, and by foregoing the thought that I'm always going to gain something by playing a game. Yes, your skills will improve, but you as a person and your own analytical thinking will improve. Then of course everything else will improve, and you'll be a more joyful person in the end. So that is the greatest challenge. Of course, the other challenges are there, getting space, getting time, getting money, because we are a volunteer-driven club, we're a non-profit club. This is not a commercial venture by us. We all have day jobs. This is a result of all of us putting the 25th hour into play, time that we don't have. But it's a labor of love. That is the biggest challenge. It has to be appreciated, otherwise the labor of love is lost.
Any plans on expanding this fest out of Ahmedabad city or out of Gujarat?
We do want to... go ahead, Niyanta.
Not as such, because the idea of growing a community is to be very local, to be very mindful about who are people around you. There's already T-Talks in Bangalore, there is MeepleCon in Bombay. I'm sure there are a lot of communities in Delhi. They may not be hosting a fest, but they do host regular game nights. Our focus is Ahmedabad and a lot of other cities of Gujarat where we don't see such infrastructure. There are only a handful of board game cafes. We don't see a lot of board game cultures in the college students as clubs in their own universities. So our focus is mainly Ahmedabad because we love this city. We started playing games in this city, and in this city there are not a lot of other things to do. Like, there's no party culture, there's no other things, but we want people to come together and enjoy the board games.
That said, we do want to also bring together people who have done their bit in other spheres. We have a lot of indie designers who are now celebrated not only nationally, but they've gone abroad as well and left their mark. And we do want our people, even the local people, to get a feel of what it takes to design a game, or what is the journey from design to publishing. We do want them to interact with other communities who are working at the same level with the same involvement in other cities and learn from each other. So this fest is definitely also an attempt to bring together communities, bring together vendors, retailers, educators, partners, as well as institutions. We have universities like Chitkara, Chandigarh, apart from SEP, whose students are also showcasing their games. So we do want a window to be opened up for people here to see what's happening in other pockets of the country, and we do want to integrate it all through this fest.
While we don't have plans to expand outside of Ahmedabad in terms of events, we do want to do more events in Ahmedabad. So we're already thinking of doing a spring or a summer event, slightly smaller than this, which is more focused towards game design and game aesthetics, game art, game mechanics, specifically to bring a number of designers together and give designers a way of rapid playtesting and making their designs a commercial success. Because this can be enabled only when everybody is together. We also love partnering with other events. So like we went to Tea Talks, which was last week, and they came over here. So rather than run your own event in many cities, why don't we just join hands with events that are existing and empower them? That's our philosophy.